Yeah.
I wanted to briefly react to this Jim Harbaugh thing because it is related in a sense to us because it's Michigan and Michigan State fans.
Correct.
So Jim Harbaugh was suspended, according to Yahoo News, for 4
Mhm.
games for essentially TLDR breaking recruiting rules during COVID. So
Yeah.
the thing people are pointing to, namely, is this: apparently he bought some kid a cheeseburger or something, which is against the rule. Now, the thing about it is, like, people who say, "Oh, he's getting suspended for a cheeseburger." No, he's getting suspended because he lied about the things that he did
Yes.
during the like. So he's
That
sort of in a
process.
situation of his own making where
Correct.
he could have just said, "Yeah, I did these things. No, I didn't know these were the rules. Sorry." But the NCAA says you're suspended for 4 games.
And
Now,
here's the thing.
yeah, it's the
You
first
might
4
be
games.
I was gonna say, if you're getting into that, they
Yeah.
don't need Jim Harbaugh for their first 4 games.
I don't think they need, like,
Jim Harbaugh actually
a lot
really
of their starters. Like, I don't think they
they
could.
don't.
If you,
Like,
yeah, they play
let's
Eastern Carolina, I think.
let
The-
me
They're
look
like
up
the
Michigan
Buccaneers.
football schedule
They
for
got a
you.
great logo. A great logo. They're like skull pirates. It's awesome.
You are correct. East Carolina, game 1.
Yeah.
UNLV, game 2. Bowling
University of
Green,
Nevada, Las
game
Vegas.
3. And Rutgers, game
Ruckus
4.
from Jersey. Ruckus.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
that's a scary schedule.
Yeah, it's a little concerning. So yeah, I mean,
They don't.
it's not a concern as far as the win losses, and if it is a concern,
Then we have a
then maybe
real problem.
maybe your aspirations are not actually as high as you might think.
Maybe you're not going to a national championship.
Yeah, I mean, look, would I find it absolutely hysterical if Michigan drops a game against ECU? Of course I would. But
it's never
like,
gonna
I
happen.
feel like if they lost, it wasn't because Jim Harbaugh wasn't there. Like,
I think
because
if they lost, that means the end of the world is near.
right,
Possibly like right after that.
right, like,
You know?
the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse would start appearing out of the sky.
Pretty much.
It would be pretty scary.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just wanted to sort of branch off on that because my main thing about it is, like, there were some Michigan fans that I saw that were getting all, like, upset
I'm
about,
sure they were
they're
because,
they're going after us, the media, like, and
wah,
it's like,
wah, wah.
I'm like, okay, here's my thing, right? So, of the Big Ten teams outside of, I guess, Ohio State, Michigan is, like, supremely praised in the media. If this was Michigan State, that, like, if Mel Tucker got caught on this, are you like,
Yeah.
oh, Mel Tucker, he's on the hot seat. Did you know, Seth, that he had a 5-7? Did you know that? Did you know that he had a bad record?
No.
You know, Seth, he had some people and they decommitted. Did you know that? And now he's getting suspended, and that's never happened. It's like, look, like,
And yeah.
and it was like, it's just like Michigan. If something, he made a mistake.
It's
It was an
okay.
honest mistake, and honestly, I want to give him
probably
enough
was.
credit. It probably was an honest mistake, but like,
Don't lie.
James, buddy, don't lie. Like, what are you,
Jimothy.
Jimothy? There's no reason to lie. And I say that I am a Michigan State fan. I will never root for Michigan. I don't even hate Jim Harbaugh. In fact, I kind of like Jim Harbaugh in a lot of ways. I think he's got some admirable characteristics. I think he really cares about his teammates, and I think he's a pretty smart guy.
Yes.
But why would you lie? Like, that's just, like, don't lie about this sort of thing with investigators. Like, if you just say, yeah, you know what, I gave that guy, some messages. We had coaches watch him work out over Zoom or something. Like, yeah, I did that. That was I didn't know that was against the rules. Nobody knew what was going on. We didn't even know if there was going to be a season. Like, there's all these reasons that he could have given as to why he made this mistake, but he just lied.
But he didn't.
And so it's like, well, shoot, sorry, man, you're down 4 games. Like, it's not gonna matter, but like, that's just what it is. So
that's
I
honestly
mean,
like just a tiny slap on the wrist.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't think it's like, I don't know. So it's like people get so, like, it's like, oh well, if you disagree with the rule being a thing, which I think the rule, whatever it was, I think it was a little silly and arbitrary. But
I'm
like that
sure it
doesn't
was.
mean that like
You break
the
them.
rule you can just break it, right? It's like Jameson Williams. It's like people, it's like
Yeah.
Lions fans who got all upset when Jameson Williams. It's like, well, the rule was the rule, and
And
as
he
time has
broke it.
gone on, we understood that it actually wasn't as clear as maybe the NFL might have been presenting it, and
No, no.
some players didn't really know, and Jameson was one of them. Uh, like
But so in that
you
moment, though,
still broke the rule, right? Like
yeah,
I'm it sucks. And I think maybe the punishment is a little bit too far, but the punishment is the punishment and the rule was the rule. Like there's nothing you can do.
it's as simple as that. Yeah.
Yeah, and even I mean, not to get too much on a range of James, he said like, yeah, like I mean, I broke the rule. Like
Mhm.
I didn't know it was a rule. I this is just an honest mistake, but like
That's right.
I feel bad. I let my teammates down. I'm gonna go to work during training camp during preseason. I'm gonna be ready to go in week 7. It's like
Yeah,
I feel like Jim Harbaugh should kind of have the same approach, right? Like, yeah,
and I'm sure he
broke
does.
the rules. I lied about it. I shouldn't have done that. That was wrong. I'll be ready for my team come week 5 or
When we played
is
Nebraska.
yeah, that's going to be a real tough game.
Yeah,
With Matt Rule helming the ship there.
man. Yeah, it's like they don't I need to pull this back up again. I already closed it out of spite for that first 4 games.
Mm.
They don't play anybody who I think is going to really
Well,
give them anything except
this is just
for maybe Minnesota's offense.
yeah, or
Maybe.
like or like I guess Michigan State on the road is always an interesting game.
It's a like that one is we have a possibility.
Right,
Honestly though, they're too like compared to who they play versus who we play, it's incredible. We are gonna
right.
play some of the we play Penn State, Ohio State, and Michigan. Gonna be the top 3 teams in the Big Ten,
You also play Washington out of conference, who
and
could be
Washington is
one
gonna
of the better
probably
teams in the
be
Pac-12.
they're probably gonna possibly I shouldn't say probably, possibly, that doesn't work. Uh, possibly win the Pac-12. I
They
think
could.
they're gonna be a top 10 team, and I think
Penix Jr. could be a Heisman candidate. Could be.
And I think Penn State, Ohio State, and Michigan will all be top 10 teams. So we're gonna play 4 of
Right.
them, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean,
I
like
don't know. And then you look at Michigan, and they are gonna play, ooh, 2 top 10 teams, and, nobody else within the top 25 probably, unless, again, Minnesota or
yeah, unless I mean,
Maryland
like, again, it's, like, dependent on how good the Big
or
10 is this
us.
year, I guess. Like, if we come out of
Yeah,
nowhere and we start the year, like, 5-0, then, yeah, I guess we're gonna be
that's
top 5 or top 5, top 25.
but
Or, like, Penn State, again, same story if they're, like, 5-0
Yeah, if they do
or something,
well,
like
I mean, yeah.
but, I mean, like, yeah, I mean, like, this is just a problem with college football in general. It's like it doesn't really like, games are just not interesting most of the time
Yeah,
until, like, November.
because
That's
that's when it
when
starts actually,
yeah, that's when you get rivalry
mhm,
weekend, you start to get, like, the playoff picture starts to come out, like but, like, the first 3 or 4 weeks, I mean, it's like
yeah, even for,
you're playing
MSU.
just nobody, man. It's just like
Yeah,
it's basically like for the home team, or I mean, sometimes the visiting team, like Michigan State last year, they went to Washington. I guess the home team won in that regard, but like
yeah,
it's basically just like highlight reel.
mhm,
Like it's like like even last or 2 years ago, Michigan State started the season against Northwestern. It might as well have been an out of conference game because Kenneth
yeah.
Walker ran for like 500 yards.
Yes, he scored a touchdown the first time he touched a football.
That was I was
That was a
shocked.
it
That
was
was an
insane.
amazing game.
We
Yeah,
missed the foreshadowing, it was right there.
right. Yeah, it was
But anyway.
amazing.